There you go. All right.
Well, for everyone who came, I wanted to welcome you guys. I'm so excited that this is our first Team Boss training call, first of many, I'm sure. Everyone this month has really just dug really deep and has been working really hard, and it's really showing like by leaps and bounds we're growing this month alone, and it's only the 20th today, and this month we've already added 28 new members, which is amazing. The team has really grown every month, but this month has just been, like, for example, it was 23 all of last month, and now it's just the 20th and we've already added 28 people. So the growth has been amazing, and it's all just because of everyone's hard work, and I'm really proud of everyone. We already have 4 silvers that ranked up this month, and I think we're going to have one more promotion that we won't name yet, but I think it's going to happen very soon. So everyone's just really pulled together, and I'm very thankful for that, because that's the team culture that I really want to try to promote and to have in our group, is that everyone really pulls together and helps each other. And I think so far it's really that way. So thank you. I was going to introduce myself, but all of you kind of know me, except for Heather, which we know each other so far on Facebook, and we're going to meet in Vegas very soon. But just to give a little bit of a brief history of myself, I just hit my 1-year Plexus anniversary. I joined April, and just like everyone else, I joined for the cheap wholesale price. I was a new mom and I wanted to lose some baby weight. I had no intention whatsoever to sell the business. I told Kristi, I don't want to flood my Facebook. I don't want to annoy my friends. I had a lot of dog rescue animal. I was in that world really deep, and I didn't want to take away from any of the posts that I was posting of dogs that needed help. And, I still do volunteer for dog rescue when I can. Obviously my life is a whole lot busier now with just a son, but I don't feel like it's taken away from that. I feel like my Facebook wall may have changed now because of my passion for Plexus, but my passion for dogs is still really strong too. But so a year in, really just about a month in, I should say, is when I started feeling great, just like all of us. And I said, well, I definitely know of a few people who could benefit from this. And it was just my closest friends and family. And after talking to me, I almost actually sent them to Kristi. And I remember her telling me, like, oh no, girl, we're going to sign these people up under you. And you're going to just benefit from it. And it's not, you don't even have to sell. She was never really pushy about it, which I make sure I'm not ever pushing anyone. If you want to make enough just to pay for your own products, and that's great, and I will help you as much as I can to get there. And if you want to take it to the top and you want to be a diamond, then I'm gonna help you and learn right next to you, because that's where I want to go too. So I really liked that part about this, because I have been in other network marketing companies where it is definitely pushy. You have to carry so much inventory, you have to go out and spend so much time outside of your home, hours and hours a week, and it just wasn't going to work for me. So it's kind of, the rest is history, how it works like that. But after a few people, and then starting to see how it was really helping my friends and the friends that I were directly signing up, then your passion sparks real quickly for that. So I think that's where everyone here is kind of on the same path, and we've all feel like not only are we feeling great, but we want to help our friends and family. So it all just comes really naturally, and that's I think that's why our success has been so strong so far, is just because we're really genuine and passionate about it all. So thank you all so much. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. I see we got a few other people that jumped on. So we're going to focus this tonight about, like, the majority of people who are joining have expressed an interest in, okay, I've gotten to this point, so what do I do next? And that's how it happens. You kind of catch the bug, and then you just want to run with it. So I got with Kristi and Steph, and I said, this would be really beneficial to everyone here to to kind of lay it out of the compensation plan, which we all know is very confusing in the beginning. But they pay us so many ways. That's why it's confusing. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise. It's a lot to learn, but it's awesome that they compensate us so well. So we're going to go over that and like rank advancement and how to get to your next level, what to expect, and just some tips and tricks. And then we'll do Q&A, I think, if we're okay with that at the end, Kristi and Steph, because I know some of you guys have some questions. So thanks again, and we'll try to make this short and sweet for you.
Yeah.
Steph, next.
Well, thanks, Jess. That was a great intro.
Oh, I didn't really introduce you, but I guess
No.
Okay.
No, that's okay. No worries. I think I've met most of you. Well, maybe not in person. I feel like I know so many of you guys, but I finally met Sharon and Jess in person at the event in March, and I'm going to meet Lori next week, and then meet whoever can make it to Vegas. Of course, we'll all get together there, but. Yeah, so I'm Stefanie Shaughnessy, and Kristi and I went to grade school together. She saw me posting about Plexus and wanted to try it. I started it just for weight loss. I joined my friend Lynn Allen because we both had babies at the same time, and we were like gained over 50 pounds, but had lost the majority of it. We're trying to lose like the last 10, and she found Plexus. So I didn't even, when she told me about it, I said, just tell me how to order. Tell me what to order and tell me how to do it. And she said, if you join as an ambassador, you can get the wholesale price. And I said, okay, just send me your link. I mean, I trusted her, and I just did it, and never intended really to work the business in the beginning. Kristi came along and put a foot up my butt, and we decided to kind of really, she was a big turning point for me, her and my husband, who had been kind of pushing me to do it. So the rest is kind of history. And then led to all of you on this page. So it's really cool to me still today how this works. But I've been in it 2 years. January was my 2-year mark. And as you guys know, I hit Emerald the end of February. So 2 years and a month after I started. And I will say I really drugged my feet like the first 5 months I was in this. So I kick myself when I think what I could have done had I just jumped right in the beginning. But it's okay. Everything happens for a reason and blah, blah, blah. So,
No regret.
yeah. So no, I love going over the compensation plan with people. Well, before I start talking, do you want to say anything, Kristi? I'm sorry, I don't want to.
That's okay. I can just introduce myself really quick. That obviously, so
Yeah.
I'm the Kristi who's the conduit between Steph and Jess. And like, I love all of our stories because, I was the one that said to Stefanie, oh, I'm going to wait a month before I share about this. And for me, it was the 5th day that I started sharing. And then the same thing with Jessica, who was like, I really don't want to offend my people who are in, my dog rescue groups. And I was like, that's cool. That's okay. Just like Stefanie said to me, but I knew she would come around. And probably the same with a lot of you too, that you all thought, well, I don't know if I really want to share this, but I'm telling you what, just when I think about all the lives that we've changed, it just blows my mind because this is something so real and so amazing. And I just love the amount of passion that everybody has for this. And obviously, thank you for being on this call because that just shows, again, how passionate and committed you are to this team. So I will let Stefanie just kind of take it away then with the plan.
Yeah. I will admit to all you guys, it took me like 6 months before this clicked for me. I mean, really. I think Kristi understood it before I did because she was asking me questions and I'm like, I don't know. Let me ask Lynn. Thank God Lynn saw the potential. And when she got into this, so I never been in network marketing before. I didn't understand it. So you guys all know basically that you are familiar with all the ranks in Plexus. The most important thing and what's really affected our team as far as the explosion and the excitement and everything is we have changed the tone of the pace that we set now. I've told you guys this before, Jess. You guys stepped into this business. You, Sharon, Lori, Heather, I mean, all you guys on the call, Erica, you guys stepped into this at such a higher confidence level than that I know Lynn and I were at, just, and the way you guys share this and how passionate you are, it's like, man, I love that. And I really wish we would have did that from day one, but we didn't know what we didn't know. And we didn't have a really strong supportive upline, and not knocking any of them, but it was just, most of them, the majority of them were in Missouri, and it was just me and Lynn here in Jacksonville. Nobody's heard of Plexus. So it was just kind of like, we were just trying to figure things out in the beginning. And in the beginning, when you first start, it's very natural to be very product driven. You just talk about the products all the time. That's what I did. I just constantly posted about the products, what I loved about them, things like that. And it took me until I was about senior gold, until I figured out that I need to be more bold about talking about the business opportunity. Because my mindset at the time was, I'm just sharing this on Facebook, and whoever wants it can come to me. I'm not bugging anybody. If they don't want to see my posts, then I guess they'll unfollow or unfriend me or whatever, but I'm not being aggressive. I'm not reaching out to people. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not, I was simply just being very reactive and just sending, these posts out there, and just kind of seeing who came along. Now, of course, today I run my business totally differently than I did then. A lot of it then was just out of fear. I didn't understand, just the concept that, we all have friends. We all have a list of friends who we could think of like, yeah, man, this person would be awesome at this business. I need to reach out to them and say, hey, this might not be for you, but I got to tell you about it, and if you want to know more, I can tell you more, no pressure. I do that stuff now, and I've had great results with that. And I was so afraid to do that in the beginning, because I was so afraid to, run my friends off or offend people and things like that. And I really had to get over it. And I just applaud you guys, because I know so many of you do that now, and you've started doing it, so much sooner than we did. But really, it's really important now when somebody signs up with me, the first thing I tell them about is going silver. So I just had a girl sign up the other day, not interested in doing the business whatsoever. She is married to a chiropractor. As a matter of fact, I was talking about her on my last call. She was the one I told Lynn about. Her son and my son are in class together. So when we had Dr. Kristi Taddy on the call, who's a podiatrist, but I called her a chiropractor. I said, I'm sorry, I've been talking to Lynn all day long about this chiropractor's wife that I want to sign up. And she signed up. So she signed up 2 days ago. And within 2 days, she messaged me and said, my husband wants to order more of the probiotic to put everybody in the family on it, because he's taking a look at it. And my mom wants to join. So how do I do that? So this is somebody, again, who did not want to work the business. So I don't ever, anytime somebody comes to me and they say they don't want to work the business, I don't automatically say, oh, okay, that's fine. I tell them, essentially that's what I tell them. It's no big deal, but I still add them to the team pages. I still tell them, listen, as a silver ambassador, just on average, they make like $400 a month. You can easily pay for your products, or, if you're buying multiple products for your family members or whatever. So I'm a little more bold now, where I don't just say that's fine. I still add them to the team pages, and things like that. So I told Lynn, I was like, I'm going to get her on board, and hopefully she'll be one of my accidental ambassadors, somebody who didn't set out to do it, but they start. And I have had that happen. So, so of course, when you go silver, silver just basically means that you've got 3 ambassadors underneath you who all have their backup order in place. They've purchased a welcome pack. They've got their backup order in place. They are doing their 100 each month, and that makes them what's called commission qualified. After silver is gold, and gold is when you're at 100 points. And I should say that silver, basically, one of the cool things about Plexus is there is no such thing. If you talk to certain people who've had a bad experience in network marketing or with other companies, they'll tell you stories about how they were with a network marketing company, and everybody on their team, they had to have different legs with different ranks, and if this person lost their rank, then they would, lose their car allowance or lose this or lose that. And I can tell you that Plexus is nothing like that, which is one of the reasons why I love them. You grow in your rank. Your rank is based on sheer volume, the sheer size of your team. Ambassadors all have a point assigned to them, a point value. So everybody on your level 1, 2, and 3, Kristi's my 1, Jessica's my 2, Sharon is my 3, they're all 5 points to me. They're all worth 5 points. Connie, who signed up under Sharon, she's my level 4, so she's 4 points. Anybody Connie signs is 3 points, and then it just goes down each level you go. So just to give you an idea, when you start off with silver, you've got 3 people underneath you, you've got 15 points. And to get to gold, you need 100. So it's 20 people. And I always tell people, going from silver to gold is the hardest jump. It really is, because you're doing the majority of the work yourself. And it feels like it takes forever. Because I hit silver. I joined in January, hit silver by accident, probably in February or March, not really understanding what I was doing or anything like that. I had a couple people join me. And then I didn't hit gold until October that year. So in 2014, it took me almost that full year to hit gold. And honestly, I had really no idea where I was with points. I just didn't understand the compensation plan. Leaders Retreat is in October, and it was in Orlando that year. And Lynn is the one that told me, she's like, you're going to hit gold this week. You're totally going to qualify for Leaders Retreat. And Kristi barely just missed it. I mean, we were so close. That was a big light bulb moment for us, because I earned it and I ended up going, and it was awesome. But I realized something. I realized the importance of goal setting, understanding the ranks and how many points you need, and working for it the month before. That's like when it all clicked for me. And because Kristi and I had that conversation, we're like, next year we're going to work, we're doing this, we're both going, we're going to start on it much sooner, blah, blah, blah. So that's when I kind of honestly started understanding the compensation plan. So once you get to gold, honestly, the goal is to have at least 1 or 2 people that are duplicating. And Lynn used to say, well, we got to teach duplication. And to be honest with you, in the beginning, I didn't know what the heck she meant by that. Every time you sign somebody up and you go through your little introductory process with anybody that joins you, you always want that to be the same with everybody. Add them to the team pages, welcome them, tell them where all the files are on the team page, set up a 3-way call with them, or whatever the process is that you do with your new people. Make sure you do that for everybody. And these people that are joining you are going to do the same thing, and we encourage them to do the same thing. Okay, so when you have somebody join, you tell them, add them to the team pages, do this. We encourage a 3-way call just to welcome them, blah, 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 blah. And that's so important, because it teaches them the correct process of signing people up, of how it works. It's basically a system, and it's really important when you're in network marketing, and I don't care what company you're with. I've learned this much. It's very important to have a system, because once you teach everybody the system, now everybody's going to have a little bit of different ways of doing things, because we all are different people and we all have different personalities, and that's cool. But once you teach everybody that system that's duplicatable, that everybody can do, that's when you start seeing the magic, because the people who get it and just want to run with it, they will start teaching their people, and their people teaching their people. And that's when you start really growing a team. And that's so important. So whatever the system is, or whatever you're comfortable with, or however you do things, just make sure that you're doing it with everybody. Even the ones that say, I just want to be a wholesale ambassador, I don't want to, work the business. I always tell those people, like I said, okay, but I'm going to add you to the team pages. If you want to talk to my friend Lynn, I know, and it depends on who it is. Jessica has hooked up people with me on 3-way calls, and then, with Kristi and with Lynn. And, so it kind of depends. I mean, you guys have an idea of the different personality types, I think, in your upline, or who you like. Lynn was in realty. I've been in law enforcement my whole life. Jessica had Lori, who was in realty, and did the call with Lynn, so it just, if you've got somebody that you think will click with somebody in your upline, don't be afraid to reach out to them and say, hey, I got this new person. she's on the fence about the business, or maybe she doesn't want to work it, but would you mind talking to this person? And we will all, of course, we'd love to help out with that. So at Gold, that's when you really start rocking and rolling, right? Gold is, like I said, Gold's only 100 points, and then it's 250 points to get to Senior Gold, and then you go to Ruby, Senior Ruby, obviously Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond. An important thing to learn is your primary leg versus your outside leg. This used to confuse me, right? Kristi is my primary leg. So just to give you an example of what that is, basically the person who joins underneath you, you're level 1, who is the busiest with the biggest team, who's got the most points, whoever that level 1 is to you, they're your primary leg, okay? Kristi's my primary leg. So last month, I think, just to give you an idea, I ended my points at 1877 were my points last month. Kristi's team is a little over 1,000 points for me. So about 870, 860 are my outside legs. Everybody else outside of Kristi are my outside legs. The reason it's important to know the difference in that is because when you, like for Gold, for example, you've got to have 100 points to go Gold, but you need 15 of those 100 to be on your outside legs. So if Jessica would have just signed Sharon and nobody else, and Sharon signed, 19 people underneath her somehow, or 20 people or whatever, but that all totaled 100. Jessica's not going to hit Gold because she's got nobody else outside of Sharon. She needs at least 1 or 2 or 3 other level 1s to make up 15 points outside of that 100 that Sharon is the predominant number for. This is really important, and this is one of the reasons what makes this compensation plan so legit, because some companies out there, you get somebody that just rides the wave and goes all the way to the top on the backs of, one team or one person. The way Plexus is set up with each rank, you have to have so many points on your outside legs. Like I just said, Gold, you need 15. Senior Gold, you need 40 on your outside legs. Ruby, 100. Where I'm at is Emerald. I need 375 on my outside legs. The reason that's so important is I'm not going to go to Diamond solely on all the work that Kristi and her team do. I got to do some work too. I have to continue to sign level 1s. So even at Emerald, even at Sapphire, even at Diamond you need 1,175 points in your outside legs. You have to continually sponsor people, continually. Now, if you do not have points on your outside leg and you just have one strong person, you will jump right over who has signed you. And that's something we've seen happen. That's something I've done myself. I joined under Lynn, and Lynn joined under Talina Shepard, and Talina just hit Diamond last month, I think it was, and Lynn is a Sapphire. Talina joined under Stefanie Campbell. So I'm Stefanie Campbell's level 3, but Stefanie Campbell is Senior Ruby. And she's got Talina, who's a Diamond, Lynn, who's a Sapphire, and me, who's an Emerald, and about to have Kristi, another Emerald, all underneath her, but she's a Senior Ruby. So she probably has like 3,000 points or something crazy, but she does not have the amount on her outside leg she needs to hit Emerald. It's crazy. She's a sweetheart, but until she gets other points on her outside legs, people will jump right over her. So you will never be held down by somebody above you. This compensation plan, I mean, truly you can do whatever the heck you want with it. You can just run with this. And if you've got somebody above you who is of no support or who doesn't help you, and unfortunately, we do see that a lot in this business, and I see that on a lot of other teams. Celeste Gwynn, who's the double Diamond that we have, she's got a Senior Gold above her, who probably gets a paycheck, I would bet you, of probably about $10,000 a month as a Senior Gold, because she's got Celeste under her. So you do get people that will just collect a paycheck. They don't work the business at all because they got crazy lucky with a rock star underneath them. that's one of the things that, it's one of the truths about network marketing. When you get into a multi-level, you can never really control that, but it shouldn't stop you. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want with this, but that's one of the reasons why Plexus, why their comp plan is so legit, is because you still got to work on the outside. You can't ride it on the backs of one team. So you've got your outside legs and then your primary person. Another thing that's really cool about this comp plan is they have compression. So if for some reason Kristi quit tomorrow, if she just walked away, Jessica becomes my level 1, Sharon becomes my level 2, and Connie becomes my level 3. Everybody moves up. There's compression. There are other companies out there, when somebody quits, they lose it all, or a significant chunk of it, but it does not happen like that here. Everybody moves up. So that's a really cool thing too. So I'll just touch on the different ways they pay us really quickly. If you guys have heard of the fast start, like we've had a couple girls recently, Kristi signed Bridget, who fast started gold. Obviously you can't fast start silver, right? Because it's pretty easy for most people to go silver. So the fast start bonuses start at gold. So if you've got anybody that you sign that can hit the gold level in their first 30 days, that's signing 20 people in their first 30 days, they will get, it's a $700 bonus. And the bonuses are listed right on the comp plan. If they jump to senior gold, then they're going to get a $900 bonus. If they can do Ruby in 30 days, and I've seen that done on other teams, they get a $1,200 bonus, and senior Ruby $1,700 bonus. So if you get anybody that comes in and just goes crazy in their first 30 days, they can achieve a fast start bonus. That's one of the way Plexus pays us. It's really important to have everybody join with a welcome pack. Now, you are going to get some people that are going to say, well, I don't like any of the welcome packs. I just want to get my own products a la carte or whatever. And that's okay. They can. But we are all paid on welcome packs. And it's important for your person to know, whoever your new ambassador is, that the welcome packs are priced 10% below wholesale. So it's like their one-time chance that they have to get the biggest amount of products at the cheapest price. So, of course, I always, I tell this with everybody, I don't care who they are or what they want. I always suggest starting with the triplex, because those 3 products are just going to prime your body for weight loss, get everything balanced out, and get you healthy and good to go. So I always start off with that. But it's really important to get people to understand we are paid on welcome packs. So, and it just depends on what level it is. If Kristi, and the welcome packs, you guys know there's $99 welcome packs and $199 welcome packs. So if I sign any of my level 1s who I personally sign, if they get the $99 welcome pack, I get $25 for it. If they get the $199 welcome pack, I get $50 for it. And that is paid 4 levels up. So if Jessica signs somebody who buys the $99 one, Kristi is going to get $12.50. I'm going to get $7.50 out of that. And Lynn's going to get $4.95. So all of us, it breaks down the higher you go, but it's on the 4 levels. And it might not sound like much, $4.95, but when our team from Lynn on down is signing like 300 people a month, that is significant, So welcome packs are a big way that we get paid. So it's really important. So you get paid commission on your own customers. Anything that they do up to $499, you get 15%. And over $499, $500, you get 25%. So I try to watch, and it's been hard, I got to be honest, since the team's gotten so big. But I try to watch people through my levels, 1 through 6. I'll go through and really look at people's PV. If they're like around the 467, 480, 450 mark, I like to shoot them a message and say, hey, if you buy another product or 2, you're going to get 25% back versus 15. Just throwing that out there. I've done that quite a bit. We get retail commission overrides too, only on your level 1s. So only the people that personally join you, the people that sign as an ambassador right under you, you get 5% of anything they do over $100. So if you've got a level 1 that joins you and their PV is $500 or $1,000 each month, you're going to get 5% of that. The first 100 that everybody does always goes back to the company. The first 100 everybody does always goes to Plexus. So if Erica does, you know, $200, that first 100 is going to go to Plexus. She's going to get paid 15% on the 100 that's left, and Jess will get 5% of that. But it's just on your level ones. We don't get paid on commission any deeper than, you know, level ones. When it comes down to customers, I'll just say this real quick. I really, really try to not let anybody buy retail. I tell everybody, I'm like, retail is the most expensive. You order as a preferred, and this is really important. They have to know, and I know all you guys know this that are listening, they got to know that it's a 30-day auto shipment, you know? And this is how I explain it to people. I'm like, listen, if you really don't want to do ambassador, that's fine, but just order as a preferred because it's cheaper than retail. But when you get, you know, when you go in there to purchase, you're going to create a login and a username and a password, and you can go in there and delete your order afterwards. Now there's a 15-day window, because I did have one person who ordered and then went in there 2 days later and tried to cancel and shut it off. She just wanted that one order. They have to wait 15 days. They got 15 days from when that order's first made, then they can go in there and cancel their next one, you know? So in case they try to, I don't know what the computer would say. I don't know if it would shut them down or say, no, you can't do that or whatever. But just so you're aware of that, there's a 15-day window until they can cancel. But I tell people, I'm like, listen, there's really no hassle to cancel. You can get in there and delete your order, or I can call in for you and have it deleted, just to give them that peace of mind that we will cancel this order. It will not be a nightmare auto ship for you, you know? And in doing that, when you have a preferred customer, one of the ways Plexus pays us on customers is we get preferred customer bonuses. So whatever products they buy, if you got a customer that buys the triplex, you get $20 for that customer buying the triplex every month. If that customer buys the triplex plus the, let's just say the Plexus 96, we get $4 for that. The X Factor or Family Chewables, we get $5 for that. Now, again, it may not sound like a lot, but if you've got 5 or 6 customers and they're all buying the triplex, that's an extra $100, $120 a month just because they're a preferred customer. So it's really important to try to get preferred customers if you can. I don't know if did you guys get the email that went out? I'm trying to think. I don't know if I think it went to everybody. Because now that I hit the Emerald level, I get emails just for jewels, and I'm not sure if you guys got it, but there was an email that went out that said, when it pertains to customers, make sure we're letting them know that there's an auto shipment. There's a 30-day auto shipment with that. And I thought, when I read that, I'm like, you know, I know our team doesn't roll like that. I know we tell people what's up when they order. So I know there are people out there probably not doing things the right way sometimes, but I know you guys, I mean, you just got to be honest with people and say, hey, yeah, it is the cheaper way to order, but you can definitely cancel. It's not a big deal, but it is a 30-day auto shipment. So I'm just throwing that out there just to let your people know. The last thing I'll say is just talking about the pay point and the profit sharing. This is really cool. This is another thing that sets Plexus apart. So every month, at the end of the month, whatever the net profit is, whatever the company made at the end of the month, they cut it right down the middle. And the corporate keeps 50%, and they take that other 50% and they pay all the ambassadors that 50%. They use some kind of mathematical number to figure out of that 50% what the pay point is. Ever since I've started, it's been under $3 a pay point. It's been around $287. I think it got up to $290 something at one point, but it's always been just under $3. So let's just say $3 on average is what the pay point is. So whatever rank you are, however many points you end with at the end of the month, if you're gold, you've got 100 points, you're going to get paid $300 because the pay point's around $3. So I'm just averaging it. You're going to get $300 just for your rank. So as an emerald, at 1,500 points, I'm getting paid $4,500 just for having a team. This is really important to understand because you will get people that will join your team and all they want to do is have 20, 30 million customers and they don't want to build a team. And if you've got somebody that just wants customers, that's fine. But when they start talking to you about, I want to hit gold and I don't understand why I'm not gold, but they've got $1,500 or $2,000 in PV, you need to say, whoa, you need to start talking to some of these customers about being ambassadors, you know? That was a hard switch for me to flip, because it didn't really occur to me, because like I said, I was so product driven in the beginning. And when you start not having as much belief maybe as, and I know I didn't have the belief in the beginning that I do now, it was easier for me to fall back on that 60-day money back guarantee. You know, well, if you don't like it, you can just get your money back, versus talking to somebody about how amazing this business opportunity is. I did that a lot. So when I made that switch, it really started growing for me. And then that just kind of was a light bulb moment. It changed everything, because Lynn said to me one day, she said, you need to concentrate on having $500 PV a month. She goes, just make that your goal. She goes, that's what I shoot for. And I said, you shoot for $500 a month? She says, yep, that's what I shoot for. I have a handful of customers. Everybody else is an ambassador. Even if they don't necessarily run with the bit, I have several ambassadors that are just wholesale ambassadors, but they are all worth 5 points to me, and they're all an important part of my team. So your mentality, if you want to go up in rank with Plexus, should always be to build, build, build. The only time that you don't want to make somebody an ambassador is if you know for a fact they're not going to do $100 a month, because then they're just going to be, and I hate to refer to it like this, but it's like a dead level to you, because you will not get any points for them. You get nothing from them. So if you know, and that's not always hard to predict, because sometimes you might get somebody that starts out with the triplex, which is, 101 PV a month. And then they say, well, I don't really like the BioCleanse. I'm just going to stick with the probiotic and the slim. And that puts them just under $100, so it's kind of hard to gauge that sometimes. But then that's when I jump in and say, you should try the vitamin. Why don't you try the X Factor? Or try the block, because your goal is to make sure your ambassadors stay at 100 each month, because that's how you will get points for them. If you've got somebody who's an ambassador that just strictly buys $40 worth of product every month, or $80 worth of product every month and nothing more, they should have been customers, because you get nothing for them. You don't get any points. You don't get paid any commission. They're just like, they're those white lines in your back office, because they're just, they're not considered commission qualified because they're not doing their 100. So just something to think about. If you've got somebody that comes along that only wants to try the pink drink, make them a customer, unless you can talk them into committing to the triplex and stuff like that. That's an important thing. So it's important to know that when you were trying to go up in rank, you were always working for the next month ahead. That took me some time to get used to, right? So all the points that are going to hit the end of this month is from what we did last month. And so if you're trying to hit senior gold and you need 250 points, it's really important. And I never used to do this, but once I got that, once the light bulb moment went off for me, when you're trying to hit that next rank, if you're at 200 points and you need 250 to go senior gold, so you need 50 points. Each person on your levels 1 through 3, like I said, is 5 points apiece. So you need 10 people. So you don't necessarily have to go out and get 10 people yourself. If you've got level 1s underneath you who are duplicating, anybody that they sign is going to be worth 5 points to you. So you need to say, okay, if you want to be senior gold by April 1st, the month before, you need to start working and adding the people then. Because I know a lot of times, and I didn't understand this either, when I would sign up people for, like this month, say I signed up 5 people this month, I don't get the points for them until next month. So I was always counting, like when I was senior gold trying to hit to ruby, or gold trying to go to senior gold, I was like, well, I've signed this many people. And Lynn would say to me, yeah, but they don't count until the following month. So you always need to be working ahead of time. Now, I will throw in there, if somebody does not buy the welcome pack and they buy the membership and then they go in there and buy $100 worth of product, you get 5 points immediately. But if they buy, we prefer most of them buy to go in and get the welcome pack, you'll get the 5 points for them the following month. But if they order $100 extra in product, like for their husband or their mom or something, you'll get the 5 points immediately. So sometimes those points will hit immediately. It just depends on what they order and how they order. Just throwing that out there. And when you get people on your team that hit silver or gold or whatever the rank is, I always wait until the end of the month. That's why you see so many promotions at the end of the month, because that's when all the orders go through. All the orders go through the 26th through the 31st of each month, unless somebody has tweaked the date and changed the date of their order. And we have, of course that happens. But when anybody joins you, the website is going to default until the 26th through the 31st unless they change the date. So a big bulk of orders go through on that date. And particularly on our team, we always have a lot of people that go through the very end of the month. So just be really cautious when you announce somebody on your team as being silver or gold. Make sure that it actually says silver or gold in the back office next to their name. Because Lynn and I have both announced people before. I'll have a girl that will reach out to me and say, I just signed my 3rd ambassador. I'm silver. And I announce it. And then one of their people turns their order off 2 days later. And I'm like, oh crap, you're not silver. But we've announced it. And so I always, really strongly suggest waiting until you see it switch in the back office. And that happens when everybody's order goes through, including their own. When everybody's order goes through, you'll see that rank change. And then that's when I, suggest everybody to announce people. But we've all done that. I think I don't want to lose too many of you because I know that's a lot of information, but if you want to just open it up and start asking questions, we can do that. If you guys have specific questions on anything. I know it's a lot of info and it seems very complicated, especially until it starts clicking for you and you understand it. It's a lot.
I think I probably didn't start to fully understand it until after gold.
Mm-hmm.
It's
same with me. Yeah, it is. It is.
I will tell you that there was a conversation with Stefanie that I do remember, and that's when it clicked for me. So it was really like one of those things. Sorry, you can't hear me. It was really one of those things that it took, like watching a long video, but it took the one conversation with Lynn when it finally clicked. And actually what I did is I followed along with that cheat sheet. It's like multicolored. It's the compensation snapshot, which is actually in the back office under communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I was referring to it while I was talking. Yep. Yeah.
So Shannon's asking who is her primary. So your primary leg would be the person who you have, your level 1, who's giving you the most points. Shannon, I think do you have just 2 people?
I have 2, yes.
Okay, so you don't have a primary leg yet, per se.
Once one of them signs up someone else, then that will be your primary leg.
And it can change, too. So
Well, it's whoever signed up that person.
No, it's imagine if you look at your graphic tree under the reports,
Right.
look at your graphic tree.
Yes.
Graphic tree right now, it's just you and then 2 people. And once one of them starts to add more people down and that gets bigger and bigger, that's your primary leg.
Okay.
It's whatever leg has the most people on it.
Mm-hmm.
You could be far out and have all kinds of level 1s, but then whichever one has the most people underneath that level 1 is your primary leg.
Okay. I got it now. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a neat report. You guys should look that up. I mean, no matter what size your graphic tree looks like, I like it personally. I think it's cool to watch it grow and
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I met the president of Plexus in October at that opportunity event, Alec Clark, and I had a chance to talk to him, and he said, we were in a conversation about the compensation plan and how the primary and outside legs work. And he says there are diamonds who made it to the top basically because they had 2 people. They had a primary person and they had somebody who was really strong on the outside leg. And then that outside leg started falling apart. and then they started falling apart. So they're really struggling. And I've never forgot that. That's why I will always be looking for the next rock star, the next person on my team that wants to run with this with me. I will always be sponsoring people. If you ever talk to an emerald, a sapphire, or a diamond, and they tell you, well, you just don't sponsor that many people once you get up in rank, they don't know what they're talking about, or they're not going to hold their rank very long. Trust me, because you always need to be doing the work. And it's very important to build your team as wide as you can, that way, you just don't have to worry about, just that not having enough points on your outside. It's just, so it's really important to always be working and always sponsoring people on your first level.
And it's just a good way to lead by example, I think, because, I'm fortunate that I'm in a position that I have like 4 really strong legs now, and this is one of the 4. I'm not going to have that problem of people outside my leg and not having enough people. So, I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I am. But the compensation plan is truly amazing how you can leap over people. And, we have examples very close in our line to show those examples.
I will just kind of second what Steph said about, and I think I'm pretty sure it was Lori. I talked to a couple people today, but I was just telling one of them today that everyone told me the same thing that she said earlier, was that from silver to gold is the hardest. And when you're in the middle of it, you're like, yeah, okay. But now that I'm at senior gold, I can definitely say that I got to gold by myself. I didn't have one single person who wanted to work the business. I was just signing up friends who wanted to be a wholesale customer, and that definitely takes time. And when you're doing it yourself, it's definitely the hardest. And then after I got to gold, right at the edge, I don't know if Sharon was at the very end of before I turned gold or when I did, she decided that she wanted to work the business, and she was the one who started growing a really strong team, and that's what's helped me get to senior gold. So once you have just a few people, or maybe even one, is all it takes to really start wanting to work the business, and that helps build your team as well. So stick with it. It's gold. I can definitely agree that gold is so far been the toughest, because most of the time you're doing it on your own.
One thing I will say though, because when you think about it and you look back at your journey, that's probably one of the most satisfying ranks.
Yes.
Knowing
I completely agree.
Work, because it's, then it's really about your team and your team structure and your teamwork and helping your team rank up. So, but that first, that's hard. The gold is hard.
Yeah, I will say that one thing I learned, I'm one of those people, and I think you guys that know me know this, I really, seeing my team, seeing people in my downline rank up is like one of the best things about this job to me, that is like, fills my cup. I absolutely love it. I cried when Kristi quit her job to stay home. I'm going to cry, Jessica, when you quit. All of you guys, that is the best part to me. Now, there are girls, I have seen girls, I have them in my own downline and on other teams where, and there's nothing, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, it is strictly because everybody has different personalities and different ways of working and doing this business. But when you get past gold, even when you're at gold, if you want to continue to go up in rank, that's when you turn around and look at your team. And you don't want to go into like a manager mode, but you want to, when you're sitting at gold, you want to help these people get to silver. That's going to help you get to senior gold. And then when you're at senior gold, you want to look back at your team and say, okay, who's the next one to go to gold? I'm going to help this person get to gold. And that's going to help you get to senior gold. Same thing with me being emerald or Kristi going emerald. These people in our downline, you guys are everybody's exploding. This person's gold. This person's gold. This is, so-and-so senior gold. I do have people, and I've seen it on other teams, and I've seen leaders do this too. And when I say leaders, I mean like Jules, where it's like, okay, well, it's kind of hard. You can't really do it on the Jewel level because there's no way in heck that you get where you are at as a jewel without your team. I mean, period. Definitely. But I know what you're saying, Jess. It's like the first jump is the hardest. But then that's when it's like you really start pouring into your team and helping them grow. And that it just naturally happens. You will just naturally go up to the next rank because you're helping your team do it. And it's like this big fun thing, and everybody does it together, and everybody's really encouraging. But I do have there's one girl in particular on my team, like when she's got her eye set on the next rank, like, okay, gold, I need this amount of people, I'm going to sign this much. Senior gold, I need 30 people, I'm going to go sign 30 people. And I'm like, no, turn around, look at your team. Who needs to promote on your team? Who's close? Who wants to duplicate? Who wants to work this business? Help them, and that will help you. And it's not, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing or she's, just, wanting to do it herself, but some people naturally just want to run with things themselves, and I've seen that on other teams too. It's like, oh, well, I need, 10 more people to hit gold, or senior gold rather. I'm going to do this myself. And it's like, turn around and look at your team and help your team get there, and it will naturally happen for you. You got to keep signing people and doing the work yourself, but help your team get to that next rank and you will get there. That should always, always be your mindset. But it's funny because I see so many people, they just get the deer in the headlights and they're like, all right, I need to go find 30 people. And I'm like, no, you don't. It's awesome if you can sign 30 people. I've never signed 30 people in a month, but help your team. So that's really important. And if you're silver, I don't care if you're a senior ambassador or associate or whatever, with 1 or 2 people under you, you are a leader. You've got your own team. Even with 1 person, you've got a team. So you need to just always be cognizant of helping them and knowing where they're at and, what their goals are and things like that. So I'm convinced that when you help somebody get to silver, even somebody who does not want to work it or told you they're not going to work it, when they get to silver and start making money, most people, when they start making money, they're not going to want to stop. Or they'll see how easy it is, and they're like, oh, well, I can do this, so, and it just goes from there. But I know somebody's asking some questions, but I couldn't see him. So if you guys want, just jump right in and we can answer some questions.
Okay, Erica just asked where she can find the compensation plan. So I was going to type it out, but if you're in your back office, you just go to the communications tab, and then you go to library, and then compensation plan is pretty much right at the top. And you want to go to either the compensation plan, the complete one, or just the summary chart. And that will tell you how many points required for each rank. It tells you everything. It tells you every way you get paid. But specifically for your question, Erica, it will tell you your points required.
Isn't there a shortcut on dashboard, our homepage in the back office, under qualification? If you just drop down the menu, okay, silver ambassador or whatever, if you drop it down,
Oh, yeah.
goal, it will tell you literally how many points you have left.
Yes, I forgot about that too.
That's true. That's a cool feature.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really cool. It tells you boom, just like that.
Because that also tells you what you have outside your primary leg too, so that's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts over, guys, every month on the 1st. Because when this back office first got started, I got so many messages from people who were like, oh my God, it's saying I'm an associate or I'm a gold or whatever. And I'm like, that's okay. It starts over on the 1st. It says I'm an associate. I mean, it literally, until the points start rolling in, starting from the 1st through the month, then you'll see your rank go up depending on whatever rank you are, and your points go up. So that's one of the features of this new back office. And it is cool because you can click on whatever rank you are and then whatever one you want to be, and it will show you how short you are and how far you got to go on your primary and outside legs. And then it's got a little button for the date. So you can look back like the last 3 months of where you were at. So it's pretty cool.
Wait, where is that at?
Right on the dashboard, like right when you click on the dashboard in the lower left corner, it's a little box that says qualifications.
Okay.
You see purple people there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And where it says rank, there's a little arrow up and down. So you could go up to the next rank that you're shooting for, and it's going to tell you how many points you're under or how many you need to get to it, where you're at, and then how many points outside your primary leg.
Okay. That's also a nice place to see, your orders are listed there. You can track them from there. So I use that box a lot. So.
And Kristi, you just taught me to use under the key measures. I didn't even touch that until last month. You just click regenerate report and your team report pops up. So that's cool. I like that feature too.
Yeah, that's the box right above it. Yep.
Actually, Stefanie and Lynn showed me that when they were here. So I'm just
I've been
spreading
using
the
the
wealth.
detailed genealogy. That's what I mainly
Yeah, I use that a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
So what other questions do you guys have for us?
How do you motivate a team that won't move?
You go out and get new people.
Yep.
Okay.
You can't spend too much time on that.
So that's the thing. It's really hard to revive the dead. So, and I hate to classify people that way, but sometimes you just can't waste your time with them. You have to spend your time wisely. Go find new people, because there's just some people that aren't going to duplicate. Stefanie has them. I have them. I've been doing this 21 months now. I have level ones who are, I'm going to try. I'm going to do it. I'm really going to do it this month. But you know what? Then I have people who have passed them up, and I have somebody who's fast started gold. I mean, come on. It's just one of those things that you have to pour into your people who really, really want this. So you can give them and teach them and train them and give them the tools. But at the end of the day, it is their business too. So if they choose not to work it, that's okay.
And that's, guys, Kristi and I had this conversation today, as a matter of fact. It's so hard in the beginning. When you're going from silver to gold and even to senior gold, you are going to get people that are going to join you. And and I still get it at the rank I'm at, that are like, I'm going to go crazy with this business. I want to do this. I'm going to run with it. And they do nothing. They do nothing. If I have somebody that can't even make a post on Facebook, that just can't make a post, or they make one and then they go weeks and they don't make another, they don't get on team calls. They can't read books. They don't read any books that you suggest to them. I don't waste my time on those people anymore. I kill them with kindness. I tell them I love them. And I say, hey, when you're ready to do this, I'm here for you. But in the beginning, when I was gold and I had those people, I would call them all the time and I'd message them and, hey girl, team calls tonight. Let's do this. I mean, I was like dragging them with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because a lot of these people are your friends, And we've always said that it's like, you can't drag people and you can't make them do this business with you. The person that joins and they love this stuff and they have amazing results and they love the products, but they get a friend that joins and the friend doesn't lose any weight and the friend is real negative and they quit. And then that person wants to quit. It's not for them. It's not for them. You will get people, you will get somebody that will come along, just like all you guys, and Shannon, maybe you don't have that person yet, but you will get people that will come along, just like Kristi did to me. I'm going to wait 30 days, day 5. I love this stuff. I'm going to make a post about it. And they just get it. They get it. They love it. They're not afraid to share it. They want to learn more about it. Those are the people that you need to run with and that you need to look for. Because the other ones that come around that are like, because I've had them, and I've had people I get real excited about. And I've had a couple people call me and say, man, I really see the potential with this. I'm going to do this. And then they take the products for 2-3 months and they don't do anything. I can't get them to get on a team call. I can't get them to make a post. I can't get them. And trust me, the first year, Kristi and I struggled a lot with this. We had constant conversations about, God, I wish so-and-so would just make a post. I do that. And now it's like, I just go find new people. I still love that person. There's, and they're on my team and I'm here if you need me, but you've got to do the work. You've got to do it. So I just go find new people. I mean, that's the mindset. I kill everybody with kindness because I have had people quit that have come back a year later that say, okay, I'm ready. Some people just aren't ready. They're not ready to commit to it. They can't commit to the products or whatever. And that's okay. they'll, let them come back. But just know that no matter how long you're on Facebook, you have not exhausted your Facebook. Trust me. Somebody asked me recently, well, who are you signing now that you're Emerald? Because you've been posting about it for 2 years. I'm like, same people I've been friends with on Facebook for 2 years. They think it's legit now because I got a car, or, I really want to know more about this, or, trust me, you will get people still from Facebook that will say, okay, I've been watching you. I want to give it a chance. So don't lose hope in that. Seriously. You should always be trying to expand your network, of course, and adding new people and stuff like that. But don't lose hope on who's in your friends list now.
I don't give up for sure, but I'm definitely in the middle of crazy Plexus lady and leave me alone. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's the people you least expect. Kristi Dunn never liked nor commented on one of my posts ever. So I make fun of her about that, just like I make fun about Jess with, I'm not going to post. So you know what? You never know. You never know who's going to come along. So just dig deep into those friend lists and your list of 100. You can reach out to people and be bold instead of fishing like I did, and see if you can maybe catch something with one of your posts one day. The reaching out to people, that is what has really been a turning point in my business. So.
I will say this, guys. I did not understand the first year I was in this. I always used to, every time I went to an event, I'd hear the diamonds and, leaders and different people say, this is a relationship business. I never understood that, because when I first started, my mindset, this is why I kind of drug my feet getting into it, because I was like, well, I'm not a salesperson. I've never done sales. I don't know that I can do this. And that's totally not what this is. I have spent so much more time this year, or actually in 2015. 2015 was a very different year for me in how I ran my business and what I did versus the first year I was in it, 2014. It takes time. It does take time on your part, but I am really working hard to build relationships with people on Facebook and even in person, but especially on Facebook, that I never did before. I've got a few girls that I graduated with that I think would be awesome in this, but I haven't talked to them since graduation. We're friends on Facebook. I may have said hi back in 2009 when we became friends when I first got on it, but I'm now building a relationship with them. And I don't say a word to them about Plexus. I'm like, oh, your kids are so cute, blah, 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 blah. And I am just letting it kind of go there naturally. And a lot of them have said, one of them in particular, she's like, wow, this business seems to be really great for you. And I'm like, I know, I love it, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not sending that magic text, or I'm not reaching out to people that I don't have that relationship with. And I think that's kind of when people might get turned off. Because since I've been doing it, I've got a couple of other friends on Facebook who are in other companies, and I haven't talked to them for years. And I get this message from them on Facebook, and I can tell it's something that they've cut and copied and pasted to 50 people. Hey, just wanted to let you know I'm trying these new products and I love it, or whatever. And it just, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of grateful that they sent them to me, so I understand what it's like to get a post like that, because I'm in the same business. I always respond to them, and I'm very gracious, because I believe no matter who you are, it takes guts to send those messages. So I always say, hey, thanks so much. I appreciate you thinking of me, even though I know it was probably a mass message. But I really love Plexus, and I'm, blah, blah, blah. And this is why I got into it, and this is what I'm doing. But thank you. And if you, whatever, and just, kind of just kill them with kindness. But it's really important to build those relationships with people. And even when I meet people now, I used to stress myself out about how can I fit Plexus into this conversation? And I don't do that anymore. I let it just kind of happen naturally. Most people that you meet, and I'm not talking about like somebody in the checkout line in the grocery store, but like if you meet somebody new and develop a friendship with somebody, it kind of comes up naturally. Like, what do you do for a living? And I throw it out there, but I don't puke Plexus on them, and I don't go all into it because I don't want them to instantly think, oh no, this girl's going to try to sell me something, So just be cognizant of that. It might be the way you're putting it out there, or you're sharing it with people or whatever. I just try to make it, I don't have to try, but just let them know that you're passionate about it and you love it, and just kind of let it come naturally. But relationships are really important. So whatever that's worth, I just want to throw that out there, because I I wasn't really good about working on relationships in the beginning.
Any other questions, gang?
I just want to add to this. I used to be that girl that I did not answer my phone. I did not like communicating with people on Facebook or text. And now I have literally reconnected with old friends, you know, and I love talking to them on the phone. It is so weird. It is so not me. It is far from me. And I like connecting with them because it helps me relate to them, how to take our products and, you know, really convince them that they have to stay consistent with the product and all of that. So it just really, really connects you a lot better with, you know, than if you get on the phone, you know, even Facebook. I love that Plexus has done that because I was like, you better be dead if you're calling me. Or I was iPhone, and it's weird. I love it now.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Any other questions or anything?
Yeah, hi. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, is this Jackie?
Hi, it's Jackie. How are you?
Hey, Jackie.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for making it.
My question is I have my husband's parents. They want to sign up with the double. It's a welcome pack, the $199.
Mm-hmm.
And can I sign them up as a preferred customer if they ordered that welcome pack for $199?
Well, the
I don't think they didn't sign up as an ambassador to begin with, did they? You just ordered them product to begin with, right?
Yeah, no, I just ordered them some product, that triplex kit, but now they want to sign up to do like that welcome pack, and it's like the 2 bags of the the 2 bags of the pink, and then the 2 accelerators.
You've never been, I mean, they've never been signed up officially through the Plexus website though, right? You just bought them product to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
So you want to sign, I would sign one of them up. Do you agree with this stuff? I would sign one of them up, have them purchase the double welcome pack that they want. And then that one person is the wholesale member, and they can buy anything that they want for both of them at the wholesale price. When it's a spouse, you know, married couple like that, until one of them really wants to work the business and then they want to add their husband, you know, down the road, then that's a different story. But if it's just a one household, I would suggest one of them join as a wholesale ambassador, and they get the wholesale prices for anything that they want to purchase for the house.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
And right now, Jackie, there's that special that we're running, the incentive. There's a couple going on right now for any of my level ones, which Jackie, you're not, but in this case, it would be Erica, Sharon, and Lori. You guys are aware of the one coming from above me. And then I'm offering the $10 off for anyone in my level 1 through 3. So Jackie, they would get $10 off their sign up if they signed up before the end of April.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, they want to sign up tomorrow, so they'll get $10 off of that welcome pack.
Yeah. So what happens is they order and pay full price, and then you send me their information, who it was that signed, and I just need their ambassador number. Make sure that their backup order is turned on though, because that's one of the requirements. And then at the end of the month, they'll get a $10 check from me.
Oh, okay. Yep, I did get that email. Okay, awesome. Well, then I'll do that all tomorrow morning.
That applies to anyone that you've got in the next, week and a half that we've got going on here. So if you have anyone else interested in April, they can save a little bit of money.
Yep, I do. It sounds like I have quite a few interested right now. So hopefully tomorrow I can get some people signed up.
Jackie, you go silver, lady. 3, that's it.
Yes, that's all it takes is 3.
Yeah, 3 to go silver.
You can't see me, but I'm.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to talk about with all my clients at work. It's like the subject right now. Everybody wants to lose weight and feel better. Everybody's sick. So like, you know, talking about Plexus comes completely natural, and it's actually fun to talk about because I'm really excited about it.
Yay. Jackie's
awesome.
a hairstylist, so she has like full
Oh,
control
yeah.
of the client in her chair. She's got them for a couple hours. Just chat away.
Yep.
You know, I would
That's
tell them,
awesome.
like, pull out your phone. We're going to sign you up right here.
Yes.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yep. It's fun that way.
Well, good.
Yay.
We're here to help all of you. Steph and Christy, thank you so, so much. Does anyone else have any other questions? Sorry.
I just want to say thank you to all you guys
Yes, Steph.
for your leadership and everything.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't
mean,
wait.
It's been just a blessing to have all of you guys. And, you know, just think if Steph wouldn't have shared with me and I wouldn't have shared with Jessica.
Good to hear you.
Be here. Wipe the tears, Lori.
Yeah. Lori found out about it from somebody else, but you may not have joined such an awesome team. So,
Right.
I have people on outside of our team, like outside of Team Allen, who's like, "Oh, can I come join you guys?" They're other, you know, they're in other teams, but they just don't get the support that we get. So we're very, very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely agree 110%.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I tell Lynn that a lot too, because I hear it from you guys and I hear it from other people under me that, you know, they will tell you, like when I go to this corporate training next week, they told Lynn this in February when she went, you really got to look at your team, even though they're getting paid like they're volunteers, you know, it should be fun. It should be fun to come in and show up for work and everybody, you know, gets along and enjoys it. I mean, I know there's ups and downs in this business and it's hard sometimes, but the moment you start like making it feel like corporate America or, you know, just whatever, I mean, you're going to run people off or turn people away. So that's just really the culture that she and I have tried to really put out there is like, you know, just strong support. There are no stupid questions. I mean, we're here for you guys. And Christy and I were just talking today about how, you know, she in particular has so many strong leaders on her team. And it's just been, I mean, I literally pray for the right people to come to me with this, you know what I mean? And God is answering my prayers because all you guys show up and it's great. So I'm just glad that you guys are here and that you love it so much. And I can't wait to celebrate when Christy goes Emerald this month because it's going to happen. And so
crying again.
we're gonna be doing a big group message. We're gonna rally for her and just really cheer everybody on because we're gonna need it. And Lynn and I are gonna be in Phoenix the last week, so it's. But obviously, I told Christy, I said, "Don't you worry, girl. I got my phone, tablet, Lori. We got Wi-Fi. We're gonna be plugged in and knowing what you're doing every day. So I know it's gonna happen. So don't sweat it. So
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Celebrate. That's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for spending a little longer than we expected here, but I appreciate you guys all showing up and we're always here for you. So anytime you need anything, you can reach out to any of us.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Night, guys.